I'm just so excited. I've been practicing queen grafting for a very long time, and I've had no success with being able to do it consistently. And I feel like today is the very first day I feel like it's clicked for me, and I've been able to really kind of get in a groove. So I wanted to celebrate and make a video about it because I'm that excited, and also to share what has been working for me, because that helps solidify my learning and might help somebody else. So I'm gonna walk you through my process. I've been on this journey to find the perfect tool. And first I started with the Chinese grafting tool, and I didn't like it. It wasn't working for me. And I tried all these things I was finding on YouTube videos, like bending the tip and trying all this. But I've actually been finding, as of today, the Chinese grafting tool is working best for me. And I'll show you how I've been using it. I tried this thing I saw in a video where I tried to make my own with a hypodermic needle, and that, I don't know, just didn't really work well for me. I felt like I couldn't really get under the larvae like I needed to. And the German grafting tool has been handy, but it's been harder to have consistent results. So I'll show you soon what I'm doing with this. For being able to see, I got this like jeweler magnifying glass, and I've been finding that my eyesight is actually good enough when I have the right light, so I'll just use that for some kind of something cool. Having a headlamp is kind of hit or miss, but if I have just a window behind me, all is good in the world. For my setup, I have this TV tray here set at an angle. I have my cups right below me, and I have to locate some larvae. For our brood practice, this is drone brood. When I was starting at first, I used drone brood a lot, and today I was really in the groove with worker brood, and I wound up exhausting all my failed larvae. So here I have some drone brood that I was gonna freeze out anyway, and we will use this as an example, but the cells are bigger, so it does make it a little bit easier. And for that reason, you just do want to get the hang of what you're doing with the smaller worker cells. But we've got some examples in here we can take a look at. This is an egg right here. We have more eggs. Those are 1 or 2 day old eggs because they are upright or starting to decline at an angle. When they are 3 days old, they're going to lay down on the side, which is difficult to see on the camera. This one is laying on its side, so this is 3 days old. But when it is a 1 day old larvae, then it will be small, C-shaped, and sometimes harder to see because you start to get this royal jelly around it, and it's so small it's almost translucent. And this is where the eyesight comes in really handy. Do what you need to do to be able to see what you're doing. Things that have been helpful for me, this is foundationless comb, and it's been through a couple cycles, so the bottom is nice and dark. It makes it a lot easier to see. If it's very yellow, it's difficult. But we've got right here, it is smooth, it is small. I'm just gonna go at it and see if I can do this with the camera in my way. So my technique is I've got this Chinese grafting tool. I'm going to slip it into the side, let this bottom little tongue just hug the bottom of the cell. I bring it right back up, and then it's gonna go into a little cell. So let's do this. I slip it on the side, it goes straight down, hugs the bottom, and then I lift it straight up. And we've got this little teeny larvae on it. I'm gonna target these 2 larvae right here. Again, they're very thin, they're very small, slightly C-shaped. There's royal jelly in there. These are the perfect size, but I'm going to demonstrate on a cell up here for what I'm doing so you can kind of see the technique, because it's gonna be impossible for me to not get in the way. But I go into the cell and go straight down, kind of hugging the side of the cell. And then the tip of the tool just naturally kind of curves to the bottom. And we want to target going underneath, just scooping up the royal jelly, and then it lifts straight up. And then we'll be able to place it in the cell, which I'll show you in a second. But again, I go straight down, hug the edge, scoop up the royal jelly, and then we've got this little teeny tiny larvae on there. So here I have the cell. We're going to go near the bottom and just plunge very gently, and it will place in the little belly of it right there. So I'm doing dry grafting. You can place royal jelly at the bottom of that to give a little bed for the larvae to lay in. But I'm just practicing, so I'm not doing anything too crazy here. But a couple notes about this is you need to make sure that the larvae stays in the same upright position from which you took it. So for example, the C can move around, but the C can't flip over. Otherwise, the larvae will suffocate and die, and then it's totally useless. So if you do wind up flipping it over, you know, just whatever, it all chalks up to practice. But we're gonna do another one. Here we have another one. Again, I'm gonna go straight down, hug the bottom of the cell with the tip of the tool, and come straight up. And we get that little larvae right there, ready for placement in the bottom of the cell. So we go into the cup, place the tongue on the bottom, slightly plunge until the tips of the seed just start to slip off of the tongue, and then you can slide it on out. And there she is, placed on the bottom. The next steps that I'm not going to do, I'm not there yet, would be place them in a builder and then just let the worker bees go at it and see if you can get some queen cells that can be placed into splits or incubated or whatever, and get them out to become mated queens. But I'm just so excited about this. Like I said, this has been a really significant personal goal for me, and I was starting to wonder if I was ever going to be able to do this, but I just kept practicing. What I'm going to do next is I got about 5 more colonies to check. I'm just going to take some worker brood out of every single one and go to town. So thanks for taking this ride with me. I can't wait to show you another video in a couple months where I have these beautiful mated queens and feel like a total rock star with this process. See you soon. But I take my grafting tool and I stick it straight down the side of the cell and then down to the bottom. And the little tip will hug the bottom of the cell, and then you bring it straight back up. Oh, look, I got an egg.